Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 39 of Direwolf20's Let's Play. Just right back here in the Nether actually, I haven't even left. Yep, that's right, still exactly where I left off last episode when I was, exploring the Nether, found all that cool stuff that I did get, and, cool experience, I want you, let's see. Just let me kill some gas, and then I'll finish explaining where I'm at and what I was doing. Oh, right, yes. I was in the Nether, and I found some cool stuff, and I got some good things. And, oh yeah, I wanted to put down an apiary in the Nether here. Why would I want to do that, you might ask? Well, if you guys watched my latest forestry spotlight, you'll know that there's a new type of bee available. And that bee can only be bred within the Nether. So let's go ahead and check this guy out. Now, I think I put my bees in one of my bags. Any idea which one it was? You guys probably know better than I do. Ah, there we are. I've got my cultivated princess, and I'll just grab one common drone for now. This is the combination, I believe, that'll get it for me. So let's let these things breed. Common and cultivated. Any such luck? Common sinister hybrid. Woot. Yes. So having a sinister hybrid right here is definitely a good thing. Very excited about that. Now, I'm not sure, but I think I need some nether wart right nearby. So I'm going to run outside real quick. One of the things I need for nether wart, I better put my vulcanite amulet on my hotbar before I go dying in lava. But I believe I need to get some soul sand and plant some nether wart on it, and that will act as the flower component for my apiary. So let me run around here for a little bit. I think there was some soul sand, probably back where I found that cool little thing. Let's go flying around for a little bit and grab this thing and start teleporting around a little. That might be cool. Believe there was, hey, there's some soul sand, woot. So let's make sure we collect a good amount of that. Where's my destruction catalyst? That's probably going to help. There we go. Sweet. That should be enough for now, at least. So let's go head back to our little house there. Of course, I could just teleport back, but I'm cool. Did I already get myself lost? Maybe. That's why I set up my little teleport back thingy with my wireless redstone. And a portal gun. Did I leave a portal open back there? I did. Woot. Cool. So let's see. Oh yeah, you can see. No flowers nearby. The apiary is not pleased by the lack of flowers. So, simple solution to that is some soul sand and some nether wart. Just going to plant it like right in front here. Why not? So soul sand will go there and nether wart will go on that. And let's see if this no flowers thing goes away. That might... Oh yeah, look at that, it did. Woot. So now my apiary is going to go ahead and breed me some bees. I'm trying to get the sinister hybrid. I want to try and get a purebred sinister, but for now I'll let that go. And while I'm waiting for that to happen, I think I want to add a room onto this little house that I've got here. So why don't I just start digging out a little area here and see what I can do about building on a room for this house. Maybe this isn't the best spot for it. You know me, always ready and prepared for what I'm going to do. Let's grab our destruction catalyst here and just start clearing away some land. That ought to be nice. I think that's enough, and probably a wise idea to go ahead and fill in this flooring here. I think we can have netherrack as our floor. I like that. Kind of cool. Looking sharp. Why don't I get my mercurial eye? I think I charged it up to 1 level. And what do I have in there? Netherrack? No. We want to go with smooth stone. That's right. We on creation mode here. There it is. Maybe 1 block higher? Oh yeah, that looks good. Alright. So I don't need this room to be terribly large, by the way. I just want it to be, of decent size. It doesn't have to be huge. Yeah, that looks sharp. Good. Now let's get this guy into extension mode. Told you, once you get the hang of building with this thing, oh man, it's like perfect. There we go. Nice big open room. I'm going to need a lot of room here, and I'm going to go ahead and open up my one of my portals. Let's grab my portal gun and look at my inventory. It's just such a mess at the moment. But what do I want to do here is go take my portal gun and go for a little run. How are my bees doing? Oh yeah, look at that. Already getting some honeycomb. Nice. So let's do a nice run over in this direction. Now you remember, this is in the direction pretty much of where I found that cool nether fortress. And I should be flying at this point if I was being smart about this. Yeah, let's swap this stuff out. And get this guy ready, because I want to teleport right over there as soon as I remember where it is. There we go. I thought it was off in this direction. Hey, yeah, there we go. Woot. Found it. Now, I did find somewhere in here a few blaze spawners, and what I'm thinking I'd like to do is take one home with me. That's right. I would definitely like to have a blaze spawner in my house. So let's see if I can find where that thing was. I know that was the nether fortress down there, but was there like more of one over in this direction? Yeah, there we go. Woot. Now let's find a blaze spawner. There's got to be one around here somewhere. I know I found a couple last episode, but I don't remember exactly where they were. Maybe off in this direction? I'm seeing some blazes, so that's a good sign. That's right, buddy. I'm here to take your spawner. There it is. Woot. So let's do something to get out of here. If I open up a blue portal here, pick up this blaze spawner as you just saw, and if I like walk through this portal backwards kinda, I bring the spawner with me. Hooray. I'm gonna drop this guy right here. Look at that. Nice. So let's real quick seal up this wall, but I don't want that wall to always be there. Probably gonna want to head back home and get maybe like a nice looking door. I probably want like a iron door or something, but real quick I'll just go with a wooden door as a temporary solution. But now I've got my little blaze spawner thing, and I'm pretty happy about that. So let's do a nice little door here. Again, nothing too fancy. Hey guys, how's it going? What's up? Nice to see you. Better close my portal before any bad stuff comes through. Yep, just looking for some blaze rods, don't mind me. Nice. On fire, not nice. Where's some food real quick? Should probably have my Vulcanite amulet handy as well. Help protect me from fire. Alright, let's get out of this room before there's too much more of a problem. Sweet. Alright, give me a few minutes. Ooh, I'm getting some simmering combs. I'm excited. I'm going to wait for this common queen to die off. Probably go back to the overworld, clean up my inventory, and then come back down here. I'll probably just do all that off camera, though, so I'll be right back. And I'm teleporting right back to the nether now. Just cleaned up my inventory a moment, as you'll see in a bit. Now, as you guys know, the passage of time does not occur when you're not in the same dimension. So when my character is in the overworld, the nether is not moving. So my bee has not made any progress. And as I'm sitting in here, I'm not collecting EMC, I'm not getting anything. So maybe what I want to do for a few minutes here is just clear out a little space. I'd like to have a nice flat area outside my door. I don't want this big hill sitting here. That's not cool. And, you know, just try and clean up the area a little bit. Make it a safe place to live. Safe, you know, as can be. Maybe even replace the ground. Let's see, where's my mercurial eye? Yeah, let's get this guy going. Probably want him to be in transmutation mode. Down a level. I'm just going to have the floor area right in front of my house. I don't want there to be holes made by gassed fireballs. So maybe just create like a nice little smooth stone area right out front here. It doesn't have to be anything too fancy, of course, because this is just, you know, me killing time while I'm waiting for that cool stuff to happen with my bees. Maybe even this guy as well. Just to make sure everything's nice and safe. Maybe even take care of this area right here. And say hi to my blazes. What's up, guys? Bring it on. I ain't afraid. Wahaha. Fear the technological age. How'd I do? Oh yeah, even a few blaze rods out of that attack. Nice. Alright. So how about I'll be back in a minute once this queen dies off. Hey, alright, so I got my common Sinister hybrid princess and drones here. Hoping I get a purebred Sinister out of this combination. Let's see what kind of... No, another common Sinister hybrid. Alright. Alright guys, time for me to make some changes around here. I'm going to take out my... Let's see. Electric wrench. That'll be good for now. Make sure it's in lossless mode, right? Yeah, there we go. I want to pick up my compressor. Thank you, sir. Maybe even cover this thing up real quick. I don't think I have any nice looking blocks here for this. You might have noticed I left the nether. I'm going to take care of the bee stuff a little bit off camera for now. Just keep in mind I'm going to constantly be refreshing that bee down there every now and then, trying to get a purebred Sinister. Now what I'm going to do is take my nice little compressor that I got here. I'm going to take some, let's see, I have myself a couple carbon plates. I'm going to bring my compressor right in here, drill up the floor right next to this nifty little machine. Let's see, a bit. I could probably knock this guy off real quick and collect out of one of my bags somewhere. I don't even need any more. That'll work. So if I place down this thing right here and this guy here, perfect. Now, this is medium voltage current, so I should probably actually run back over here. I need to make one change before I do this, and I'm going to need the compressor for this. So I probably shouldn't have picked it up just yet, but that's me being silly sometimes. Why don't I go request out of my nice little machine that I've got here with my requesting tool. One machine block. I'm probably going to need about 7 obsidian. And I'm going to need one of those, or 2 of these, mixed metal ingots. That should work for me. And those mixed metal ingots, of course, are going to have to be compressed. That's why I needed my compressor real fast. So let's get those guys going. Borrow our overclockers for a moment. Nice and quick once you do it that way. Then I'm going to craft something you've seen about a dozen times now. An advanced machine block. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do with that advanced machine block, of course, is pick my compressor up and go ahead and turn my compressor into an advanced machines mod version of a compressor. And what that guy is called a singularity compressor. He's crafted with the advanced machine block and the compressor and the obsidian like so. So that's my singularity compressor. He can accept a medium voltage current. So you know, that's what's on this line at the moment. And let's see, my rotary macerator currently has a redstone signal applied to it. If I pop down my singularity compressor, you can see he's building up pressure automatically. That's because he's receiving a redstone signal from his nearby friend, the rotary macerator. Awesome. Now there's a couple different things I want to compress here. I want to teach this thing how to compress both the carbon plate out of carbon dust stuff, which I can create here. Remember, I taught this guy how to create carbon dusts, or coal dusts. Yeah, so how am I going to get it so that both things can be compressed in one machine? Well, let's give it a shot, shall we? Alright, for this I'm going to have to do a little bit of creative thinking, and I was just testing this in my test world and everything turned out alright. I've tried this a few different ways and determined that this is the best way to do it. It's not the best way, but it's probably the best way to do it if I want to try and keep one singularity compressor in here. Maybe at some point I'll upgrade to a second singularity compressor, but now you might be saying there's definitely an easier way to do this, Direwolf. Just have 2 singularity compressors, one for the carbon plate and one for the mixed metal ingots. Sure, but that's not nearly as fun as building something complicated, or at least not even like terribly complicated, but spiffy and cool. So why don't I get started building this? The first component I'm going to need is a wooden chest, and this is going to act as a little bit of a buffer in my system, and that'll allow this machine to function the way I want it to. Now the next component here, I'm going to have to go get some reagents for, so let me get my components together and I'll be right back. Alright, let's see if I can figure this out and craft it the way I want to. I hopefully have all the components I need. First off, I'm going to use some of those new awesome pipes that Craft gave us. The chassis pipes, or the chassis pipes. I believe they're chassis. Yeah, there we go. Logistics Chassis Mark II are the ones that I've chosen to use for this process. And I'm going to put one right on top of my little chest here, and one right on top of this guy, right like so. And I'm connecting it to my logistics network, which is fine. So everything's nice and happy and everybody's friends, right? The next thing I'm going to do here probably is go ahead and connect like so. I'm going to need another crafting logistics pipe. So let's get one of those with a basic pipe and 2 glowstone. I had one already, and here's a second. I'm going to place one on this side of the chest and one on this side of the chest. Cool. And then I'm going to need a couple out of my green bag here, probably just regular old stone transport pipes. Now again, overcomplicated and difficult? Possibly, but definitely, in my opinion, kind of a neat approach to this process. So there we go. And now what I'm going to do next here is I've got my carbon plates. So let's grab down here. I'm probably going to need one more of these things, maybe 2 more. I already taught this thing how to make, yeah, well, let's do 2 more. So let's get 2 basic logistics, make them 2 crafting logistics, and I believe I have in here 2 automatic crafting tables. And what I'm going to request real quick with my requester tool down here is some coal dust. So let's get like 16 of that, right? Yeah, I think that's about right. So all the coal dust should go into my macerator and get pulled right back out and sent down the line here. While I'm waiting for that stuff to go, I'll place down this guy and this guy. Make sure nothing's traveling through the lines at the moment. And place down this guy. Got my coal dust. So I might need a little bit more of the stuff, but let's see. That'll be good. So I just need 2 of these real quick. So I taught it that coal dust equals a raw carbon fiber here. And I'll take my wrench and teach it with the import. 4 coal dust, raw carbon fiber. Over here, I'll place my 2 raw carbon fibers to get a raw carbon mesh. And again, teach it. Import, thank you. So let's go and request just 1 raw carbon mesh. Requester tool. 1 raw carbon mesh. I'll go with the crafting stuff. I'm also going to request a mixed metal ingot or 2. And then 2 raw carbon meshes. Let's just go with 1. And now everything should work. It should pull in the necessary coal that it needs. And go ahead and craft everything for me. There we go. Everything's coming in the way it wants. Ta-da! Raw carbon mesh. Sweet. And there's my mixed metal ingots. I'm going to take one of those mixed metal ingots and manually just go singularity compressor, give me an advanced alloy. Nice. Now I'm going to go over here to this crafting pipe and say that mixed metal ingots become advanced alloys when they go inside this chest. So my crafting pipes are attached to the chest, not to the machine that it's going to work with, right? And then I'm going to take this guy and say that raw carbon mesh becomes carbon plate, 1 for 1. Same thing right here, right? 1 mixed metal ingot becomes 1 advanced alloy. Makes sense. Next up, I'm going to go and activate my little logistics thingy here that I've got. What I want to craft with these guys, and let me clean up my inventory real quick to get this proper. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is turn my gold ingots into some gold nuggets. Okay, and what I want to do with that is create what are called punch cards. And I believe this is the recipe. Yeah, there we go. I got 4 blank modules. Cool. Little gold nuggets left over, no big deal. Now what I can do with these blank modules is first I'm going to create what's called an item sync module. And if you saw my spotlight on the logistics pipes update, you're following along pretty well. If not, go ahead and check that out. So I'm going to need 2 of those item sync modules. So that's why I grabbed this stuff as I did. I'm going to go ahead and do this and some redstone. And that's going to get me 2 item sync modules. Next up, I want to go ahead and create what's called an extractor module. That's crafted, same pattern pretty much, but with lapis in the corners. So let's do that guy next. lapis in the corners, the iron gears here, and some redstone. That gets me my extractor modules. Now the way this works is, and hopefully everything behaves the way I want it to, but what's going to happen, I'm going to place an extractor module here, and that guy is going to, every 5 seconds, pull whatever's in this chest out into the logistics network right here. And it's not going to have a specific destination, it's just going to pull it out and put it into the logistics network, okay? And we'll get to that destination in a moment. Then I'm going to place an item sync module here, right like so. And there we go, requested items. Actually, I don't even know if I need an item sync module there or not. Let me try it without. Let's see what happens. This guy definitely will need an extraction module and an item sync module. Now, if I hit the exclamation point on the item sync module, I can tell it that any items entering this network that don't have a specific destination can go down here, and I can tell it specifically what those items are. It's like a basic logistics pipe, basically. I'm going to tell it that mixed metal ingots and raw carbon mesh can go right down there like that. So there we go, mixed metal ingots, raw carbon mesh. Cool. And the extractor module here, if I open that guy up, it has a little bit of a snaky pipe functionality in the latest version of logistics pipes here. I'm going to tell it to extract as if you were pulling out of the side. So let's see how this is going to work. What's going to happen is, basically, if I tell the system to craft for me some advanced alloys, it should put mixed metal ingots directly into this chest, at which point the extractor module will pull the mixed metal ingots out. And they won't have a specific destination, so they'll land right here in this pipe where the item sync module says, hey, any mixed metal ingots that don't have anywhere to go, just drop them right here for me. Sweet. Singularity compressor, looking good. Going to compress its things, and then it's going to pull out the extractor module here, and it's going to pull out anything that it automatically crafts. Now the stuff that it automatically crafts, it's not going to entirely know what to do with some of it, but we'll get to that in a minute. What do you think is going to happen? It should be semi-apparent where it's going to go, but basically when it extracts, we want it to land over here. So I do need my item sync module here. There we go. And I'm going to tell it that any items that enter the network and you don't know what to do with them, specifically advanced alloys and carbon plates. So now what's going to happen here is this extractor module is going to pull out the side of here, be it an advanced alloy or carbon plate that got compressed, and it'll enter the logistics network with nowhere in particular to go, and the item sync module will say, hey, you guys belong right here, and it'll land right in this chest, at which point my crafting pipes will realize, hey, I got the carbon plate I was waiting for, and zoom, zip it right out to wherever I requested it at. So if that sounds complicated, it might be a little bit, but hey, I wanted to build something a little bit complicated and, nifty. So let's go down here and request for myself 2, if I open up my crafting system, advanced alloys, please. Request. And let's see what happens. All the alloys are going to come over and get crafted up. There they are. And they're going to land right in the chest. The extractor module is going to pull it out of the chest after a few seconds here and directly into my singularity compressor. The next step is that extractor module pulls it out and puts it back in the chest, and the crafting pipe took care of it and sent it down its way. And ta-da, landed way down here in my chest. There's my advanced alloy. And the exact same thing happens basically with these thingies right here. Carbon plates, 2 of those please, request. What's going to happen is the coal is going to go in and get macerated, get sent back out to the automatic crafting table where it becomes raw carbon mesh. Perfect. They're going to head over here into my chest. And then after a few seconds, extractor module pulls it out and compresses it. This extractor module pulls it out and puts it back in the chest, at which point it fulfills the crafting recipe thingy and zips it right along. Sweet. Gotta love it. And there's my 2 carbon plates that I requested. Perfect. And I guess there's probably just one more thing I need to do here. What do you say? Let's get one more automatic crafting table. I'm going to probably pull in, let's see, 8 of these guys. I need some more basic logistics pipes. I'm running awfully low. And let's give this guy a moment. Here comes my crafting table. I'm going to place him right here. And then, let's see, I've got some glowstone dust, so that's a good sign. Pull out the basic logistics pipes that just showed up. and we'll craft that into a crafting pipe right here. And one more thing I need to do is request a machine block. Request successful. Machine block will make its way down. Hooray, machine block, good. I'm going to go right here and say, hey, machine block, and carbon plates, and advanced alloys, advanced machine block. Woot. And now I just have to teach it the recipe. Import. Good. Everybody wins. I like it. So let's go ahead and do that now. What do you think is going to happen? Because of the timing of the extractor and everything, the extractor only runs once every 5 seconds, if I recall correctly. So because of that, it should give it plenty of time to take care of whatever it has to run in the compressor. So let's go ahead and request an advanced machine block. 1, please. And it should pull in everything it needs to do. So there goes the coal, there goes all the metals and everything, and they're getting ready to be burned up in my compressor. So there we go, compressing the advanced alloys. Next up, it compresses 1 advanced alloy, and it's still got some raw carbon mesh here to take care of, but don't worry, we're getting to it. Carbon plates, and that guy should finish up, land right over here. There goes the last carbon plate. Ta-da! Advanced machine block. Hooray! That's kind of cool. Next up, I want to grab my Klein star here and grab some dark matter. I'm unfortunately going to need a bit of this stuff, so I want to leave him in the target block here, recharge my Klein star up real quick. Not entirely sure if I want to do it this way just yet, but yeah, probably a good idea right now to do this, I'm thinking. Yeah, probably will work. I'm going to have to do it. Why not? I'm going to go ahead and craft a new item that requires 8 pieces of dark matter. Definitely an expensive item for sure, but it's going to be useful for me in the next stage of my automatic sorting system and crafting system here. So for now, I'm just draining out some of the EMC. I'm going to go ahead here and put this guy back in and go 1, 2, 3. That's good. I'll recharge my Klein star. I've got a good amount of EMC at the moment. I've still got more stored up elsewhere, so I'm not going to worry too much about this. Now, something to note about dark matter. If you put it in a square like this, you can turn 4 dark matter into 4 dark matter blocks. So a dark matter block has the same EMC value as a single piece of dark matter. Keep that in mind. I'm also going to go ahead and take some cobblestone here and craft a furnace. Ta-da! And you can take a furnace and surround it with dark matter blocks, that is, to get yourself a dark matter furnace. This is a cool little machine, definitely a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and place him further down the line, maybe like right here, might not be a bad spot. Okay, now the cool thing about the dark matter furnace is he can run on a couple different things. Specifically, he can run on Klein stars, which we've already got some of those. And what I could even do if I wanted to is maybe just grab a Klein star real quick. Let's get a low level one. We'll see how well this works, and if it becomes a nuisance in the future, you know, whatever, we'll change it up. But for now, one single Klein star is not worth a terribly large amount of EMC, and I'll charge them up in my antimatter relay. Just borrow 50,000 or so. We'll see if that is a good purpose. Now what I could also do if I really wanted to is connect a collector right next to this guy, and the collector would also feed the dark matter furnace, and it might be something I decide to do in the future. Now the dark matter furnace will go ahead and cook things up real quick, nice and fast. What I like about the dark matter furnace the most, however, is that any side that you put items into will go into the burn it side, which is really useful when used with crafting logistics pipes, because the reason I couldn't just connect a bunch of crafting logistics pipes to the side of the singularity compressor is it had to go into the top. So when an item goes through a piping system, a machine like this, the item has to go into the top of the machine in order for it to land in the top slot here. If I were to put it on the side or the back of the machine, it might land over here and it might land over down here if you put it in the bottom. So with this type of machine, I had to do this complicated system in order to do what I did. But with this cool little dark matter furnace, I can go ahead and craft a couple crafting logistics pipes and use one dark matter furnace to craft a couple different things. So let's grab some glowstone here. And I'm going to grab just, for now, 2. There we go. Crafting logistics pipes. And I'll probably need a basic pipe right here because this is about to become an intersection. So get this guy out of the way and make this an intersection. Cool. And let's get out of our bag here. I think I've got a couple more stone transport pipes. Yeah, probably going to need those guys. So what I'm going to do here is, there we go, crafting. This has become another intersection, so that's going to have to be a basic pipe. And so now I've got 2 crafting logistics pipes on the side of this machine. And I can grab my wrench and tell this guy, let's go grab a requester. I'm going to need a piece of sand and probably a piece of iron. So where's my remote orderer? Remember how I always said I needed to teach my system how to create refined iron? Well, that's about to be what I'm about to do. Oh, the same for glass, by the way. So no longer will I have any issues, you know, saying whatever. I'm out of refined iron. No more a problem. So let's grab a piece. Now, dark matter furnaces, they're pretty cool. They have another side effect. They have about a 50% chance to double the output of whatever you're cooking, but that's only with ores. That will not happen with bars. That will not happen with anything besides ore. So what I'm doing is I'm teaching this bottom right crafting pipe here. Iron ingot goes in, refined iron comes out. And up here, sand goes in, glass comes out. Cool? Cool. So now I can run down here and let's say, you know, if I were to come to my irons, ingots, and bars, get my refined iron out of the chest, let's go ahead and say we want 8 refined iron, or we could even say we want a machine block for that matter. Because we don't have any refined iron, it's going to automatically make it. So let's request a machine block, please. What should happen is iron ingots will flow straight over to my furnace, get cooked up, and sent right back out. Ta-da! And a machine block is made. Sweet. Now I might add on to this in the future. I can put something pretty much, I can cover almost every side of this thing with these nice little crafting pipes here. And I could craft smooth stone if I had a purpose. I could craft pretty much anything I want. I don't think I need a smooth stone thing right now, but I might want to do something in the future with that. But keep in mind that the dark matter furnace has about a 50% chance to double any ores coming in. There is also a red matter furnace, obviously a lot more expensive, and that has a 100% chance to double the amount of ore that gets turned into bars. So any one piece of iron ore will become 2 iron bars. One gold ore will become 2 gold bars. Where do you think I might want to use a red matter furnace at some point in the future? Gee, I wonder. Anyway, back to crafting. Alright guys, there's one more thing I want to do here real quick. I'm getting an empty cell and a water cell, and I'm going to go ahead and craft up one more of these crafting logistics pipes. So here we go. And what I'm going to do with this is something that hopefully works out just the way I want. Let's go over here and plop down a crafting logistics pipe right here on the top of my rainwater tank. Now remember, this thing's purpose is to take water and place it into the forestry things, but I'm pretty sure forestry is intelligent enough to make water cells out of empty cells, because forestry is built around working with buildcraft and industrial craft. So I can place an empty cell here, and a water cell is the output. And this rainwater tank should now craft water cells for me. And a great way to test that is if I come right over here and grab my requester tool, and request, oh, I don't know, 3 water cells? Why not? So where's crafting? So what should happen is the empty cells should go in, and water cells come out. How cool is that? So that was a very easy way for me to upgrade that system. Now, another thing I want to do is change this thing up. I want to come right over here to this machine. Remember that we have rubber wood and sticky wood resin getting put into the extractor here? Well, check out what happens if we put a water cell into an extractor. we get what's called a coolant cell, and it was already pulled out faster than I could operate, but that's okay. It's going to head right down the gray path to my industrial craft chest, which is currently just way filled up with rubber and scrap. But that's alright, my coolant cell now has a way to be automatically produced. All I got to do is place my water cell in my sorting machine and, put some water cells in here. And they should get auto-sorted into my extractor. How cool is that? So now I have a way to automatically create coolant cells. All I got to do is request water cells out of this thing, and it'll just pull the cells out from here. I might have to teach cells to my auto crafting system. I don't think I've done that yet, though I have recently crafted things that I thought I had already crafted, so who knows. But basically, yeah, we're cool. Hey, there we go. Now it might take a few minutes here because the extractor is not terribly good about stacking coolant cells, because coolant cells do not stack oh so well. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But for now, we'll let that hang out. And I think this is a pretty good wrapping up point for this episode. So this is Direwolf20 signing off on episode 39. Next time, I'm going to start putting some of these coolant cells to use, as well as all the other additions I made to my auto crafting room back here. There's a lot of stuff I have to craft in the future, and a lot of it's going to include compressing and macerating and all that cool stuff, which is why I put all this stuff into practical use. So I hope you guys enjoyed episode 39. Next episode is 40, so hopefully I'll have a nice new power generation source for Industrial Craft ready for the next download of my world. So take it easy, everybody.